suave Jimmy Stewart.
He's not suave enough.
That's my issue with him. Why doesn't Hollywood cast him suave?
Yeah, I mean, he's never really been suave. But his suaveness lies in his lack of suavity.
He's a little. He serves some suavity.
What are you referencing right now? Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy
Stewart. He's not
a different. Well, this is a movie podcast.
This is a movie podcast. Welcome to Apples and Oranges, a movie podcast. Yeah. With us today, we have Stephen Orlofsky.
Cheers.
Man of the culture, I suppose.
A man of the culture. A man of soup.
Man of soup.
You could call me a buff.
A soup buff.
Film buff. Soup buff.
We got a soup buff on our hands.
I'm happy. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah. He was actually the first ever Apples and Oranges guest.
Yeah. Maybe the last.
Yeah. This episode like 91, is the last episode. We decided to
90
finale.
episodes later.
It's a nice round number to end on.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Grand finale, a banger, is we become what we've always meant to be. A movies podcast.
A podcast about movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, we've a lot's changed since then. How do you remember that first podcast? Just to jump back into
2021.
It feels longer.
It's March 2021 or April or February 2021.
Yeah.
1 year after the world changed, and so things are sort of mostly been the same.
Yeah, nothing really changed.
Nothing really changed actually.
Everything's been fine.
Yeah, I think it's basically the same.
Except the Zoom room feels a whole lot different.
Yeah, we're in a different location. We were back in the old place.
Yeah,
I won't dox you, but it was. Can I say your address? You'll just beep it out.
No, we don't want to take the effort to do that.
Okay, don't worry about it.
I would, but I'd rather.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know where you live, so actually.
Yeah.
Also,
no one's listening to this.
That's true. Yeah. That's why I can slurp on mic. So
yes.
Yeah.
Totally slurp on mic.
You want to do a real good one for us?
You want some?
Oh yeah. Just be careful with the audio recorder. I'll come to you.
Maybe don't
come take
do it over
I'll
the
feed you.
Zoom.
It's okay. Do you want some noodle or chicken?
No.
Or turkey.
Just soup.
Just carrot. Just carrot.
Yeah, I'll take carrot.
Do it one more time into the mic.
All right. Well, point it directly into my gullet.
How was that?
Pretty.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. I wish I had a ladle, and you could really lay you back.
Yeah, but it's a good soup. I tell you what, folks.
It's from a can.
The show's sponsored by soup. So the reason we're gathered today, all this time later, is because we just saw a little feature flick. Well, first I'll just say we pledged at the end of last year's tournament that we were going to be a movies podcast this year. So here we are.
I definitely heard that episode.
Yeah, you listened and you said, "Pardon me, boys, I must attend."
I listened and you spoke and you delivered.
And here we are delivering. Barely any time later.
Much like the characters in the film we were about to discuss later tonight.
There was some serious delivering.
The people have spoken. Yeah.
So here we are talking.
New Rome have spoken.
Exactly. Sort of the theme of tonight is democracy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
all the voices will be heard.
Mm-hmm.
And just maybe we'll find the best possible result for everyone.
The thing about utopia is how easily it can turn into dystopia. Wouldn't you agree? It's kind of the most interesting thing about it, I would say.
I would say time is really interesting to me.
Time is so interesting.
Yeah.
I love time.
Didn't y'all have the quotes?
Yeah,
you were starting with?
We're going to talk about Megalopolis, but first
we'll name the movie we're talking about later.
Oh, yeah. Megalopolis.
We're going to talk about Megalopolis.
Yeah.
First, we're going to... Stephen and I have each prepared a quote from the movie to sort of get everyone in the right headspace.
The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane.
Okay.
Marcus Aurelius. Thank you.
All right, I have a quote for us as well. You're anal as hell, but I'm oral as hell.
Yep, pretty good.
I would say those two quotes really do sum up the movie.
That's basically it. Yeah. You don't really need to see it after this. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be everything you need to know about Megalopolis. All the takes if you don't want to sit through a gorgeous labor of love by one of cinema's greatest directors.
Is that what this is for? If you don't want to see the movie, but you'll listen to us talk about it? Yeah. I don't think there's anyone in the world that's not seeing the movie but wants to listen to this.
I don't know. Maybe friends of the family or something.
Yeah, no, my great aunt.
Yeah.
We should also it's going to be all spoilers, of course.
Yeah,
the one listener,
everything you need to know. I don't keep saying it like that, but yeah, no, we're going to spoil the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Let's jump right in. We're a movies podcast after all.
Yeah. Oh, should we discuss our new title? I say
your.
No, yeah. I want to retitle you guys.
So what are you were suggesting before we started recording that you think the show, as a movies podcast, really needs a new title as opposed to Apples and Oranges?
Yeah, because no, you don't eat apples and oranges during the movies.
Yeah,
you're right.
You eat apples and oranges when you're at the movie theater.
I don't do that.
But you eat I said kernels and craisins.
I said cranberries and Scrinkets.
The Scrinkets I like.
Yeah, you have a Scrinkets.
There's something fresh about that.
Yeah.
Well, I said just call it Scrinkets. Just drop the
cranberries.
It's cleaner.
It's cleaner.
Okay. So welcome to Scrinkets.
Yeah, it's like 3 steps removed.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
If you know, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, Scrinkets is live right now. Is there a way to do? We gotta find a way to do this live. Also,
Yeah. Scrinkets movies podcast.
Wait, come on. Scrinkets is actually
I
going to
mean,
be
I think
so
at this
sick,
point
dude.
you don't even need a movies podcast.
It's just
It's
Scrinkets.
cleaner. It's so
Scrinkets.
clear.
Yeah. You know when you see someone wearing a shirt with some phrase on it that doesn't make sense, and you're like, "What is that?" And they're like, it's like an inside joke from a podcast.
From Scrinkets.
Scrinkets has potential to be that kind of thing where you're ashamed to sort of explain it.
Well, Matt is literally wearing the Harry Minsky hat right now.
that kind of thing.
Yeah. GoPro, that's the one angle the GoPro cannot see. That is the tragedy of the GoPro.
Yeah,
One of the
that is
many
the tragedy.
paradoxes. But anyway, welcome to this podcast. We're going to level up. Soon Steve will be we
We got some things in the works.
We got
Yeah,
some secret
We want-
production
we
in the
want-
works. We're not going to tease it, but it's just things are about to get different right
Think
here.
of me as the Caesar Catalina of the podcasting
Exactly.
space.
Well,
Yes. And Matt is the fucking Cicero.
Well, after
Yes.
season or episode, let's say 13 of Apples and Oranges, where we gave you a backdoor pilot.
Lauren heads now.
In 13 episodes, you'll get another backdoor pilot where you can sort of sneak your whimsy in every corner, right?
Yes, unfortunately, I was sort of like a Denzel in Flight kind of pilot, if you know what I mean. I failed to take off, but
It was a bit of a failure to launch.
if I could think of another good movie pilot, it would be a really good comparison. But
Tom Cruise and Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Yeah,
he's an
Maverick.
aviator. He's an aviator.
He-
He's a
he's
naval
Maverick.
He's not
aviator.
commercial pilot.
like Howard
That's
Hughes.
right.
Yeah.
Anywho, speaking of intense minds,
Yeah. Let's discuss. So I think we can open with those quotes, keeping them in mind here and letting them echo.
well, what we should have done is all done the Marcus Aurelius 3. Because at
I
one
couldn't
part,
the IMDb quotes page doesn't have
Really?
them, but
I
there's
bet
some good stuff
ChatGPT
on
would
there.
have that.
Yeah.
I think.
You want to ask ChatGPT just
Yeah,
quotes
yeah.
from Megalopolis?
Yeah.
Okay, keep talking.
Absolutely.
Keep
Okay.
talking.
Well, I was just gonna talk about the moment that I'm referencing where he does some quote and he's like,
He says the quote.
and my daughter's so good at knowing what quotes are. And
Yeah.
she literally stands up and
Yeah.
stands next to him,
And-
which is a detail. I was like, why is she just getting up
And
to
then,
stand
and then she just
awkwardly?
quotes Marcus Aurelius not once but thrice.
Yeah.
And it's odd in the movie, especially because we know this character for a lot of the movie. It's I don't know what this. She just also knows these Marcus Aurelius quotes.
But her whole thing, she's great at quotes.
I guess.
She's great at
She loves-
quoting
she loves
people.
quotes.
She loves quotes.
But she's also a party girl at the beginning. That's her.
she
deal.
loves the club.
She
Party
bar-
girl for 30. They have one
Yeah.
scene up front where they're
That was
she's
awesome.
lezzing out at the club.
She's constantly
Yeah.
lezzing out
Yeah.
with
She
Chloe
doesn't
Feynman.
do that again ever.
No, because he changes her.
Really, off screen.
Yeah,
There's a
because
lot that's happening off screen.
I
in
would
this
say
movie.
everything about her character,
Everything in this movie happens off screen, mostly.
including the unfortunate assassination of
Nush-
Nush Berman.
Okay, we're going all over the place.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Jack
But,
just
I mean-
remembered Nush Berman.
Everything.
R.I.P. Nush, by the way.
Everything
Greatest
happens
death
off
in
screen, but also
history.
everything happens on screen.
Yeah. Well,
Elaborate.
this movie, I would say, is kind of all tell, no show.
Yeah. It's just everyone's talking.
Except for the one
they're
dream
out of
visual
context.
with the hands and the moon. They show that and tell that.
Oh, I love the
That
hand.
was also definitely a real dream Francis Ford Coppola had while making the movie.
Yeah. For sure. But that was
Yes.
cool. I really did like that.
He's kind of like every character in this movie too. In
Yes.
certain scenes.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
character is him.
He's the boy.
He's the baby. Right?
He's the baby. He's Giancarlo.
Yeah, he's definitely Giancarlo.
He's
kind
definitely
of
Adam Driver.
I think he's Adam Driver for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, she's kind of getting Nush Berman with it. A little bit.
Yeah.
And who among us hasn't gotten a little
Yeah.
mushy with it?
I would say certainly John Voight with his
I'll tell you, John Boyd.
with his bow and arrow posing as an erection.
Yes.
That was one of the greatest scenes in movie history.
movie history.
Yeah.
I think that was sick.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm an
Definitely.
old guy, I've got an erection. Also, he had no reason to be. I was talking with this Matt earlier. He randomly, when he fakes his stroke or whatever, pretends to be kind of senile. He doesn't need to do that. He has no reason to do that.
Yeah, the way they indicate that he's faking it to the audience.
He's watching Fox News or something.
He's watching Fox
Yeah, which
News.
you can't do if you had a stroke.
No. He's faking having a stroke. Fox News on. He hears him coming. He's like,
Yeah. Right before he's about to kill them anyway.
Yeah.
He didn't need to do any of that.
He could have waited for them to walk in the door, just go pew, pew.
Pew pew. But he wanted to get a fucking sick liner in there, which is like,
Yeah, he
You know,
wanted to do the boner
Look
gag.
at my awesome boner.
look at my arrow dick. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Pretty cool.
That actually proves that he really is Commodus's uncle.
Yeah.
It doesn't fall far
Crassus.
from
Claudio Pulcher.
Claudio. It does, the apple doesn't fall
We
far
watched
from
the
that
movie
tree.
yesterday.
Yeah, what was it? What did I call him? What was his name?
Commodus?
Yeah, what is his name?
Commodus was
Claudio?
surely somebody.
No, that's Caesar Catalino, cousin of Claudio Pulcher, the wickedly
Pulcher.
talented
The
Shia LaBeouf.
wickedly talented.
Shia was maybe the best performance.
I think so.
I like very begrudgingly had to give up props to Shia.
Yes.
I really
He was so entertaining. the
really
entire
enjoyed
movie.
his
He
performance.
was so sus the whole time.
Well, because him and Aubrey Plaza were the only two people I felt that
Aubrey's
were like,
performance was sick as
we're
well.
like, this is kind of stupid. Let's just have fun with it.
I felt that way about Adam Driver.
He was good, but he was his role, like his responsibility of
I
having
was
fun
so
with
much
it,
so great. Yeah.
is like just being like,
Speaking of
grave.
Adam Driver having fun, the random shots of them in like the planning like workshop room where
yeah.
yes.
so just running
It was like
around
they're
and
listening to like
dancing.
samba music
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
playing basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up with
you-
Megalopolis.
I mean, you know, that was just the result of Coppola just like running the camera for like 5 hours and being like,
Go
just
play.
do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Play. I don't know, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Beautiful.
Invents the city.
yeah.
Be creative geniuses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like for a whole movie about, well, you know, this is not a very original, but like for a movie about like building the utopia of the future and it's all about this guy's struggle to like get it off the ground.
We don't hear about it a
I
lot.
don't know anything about it.
We
It's
know
just
that-
like made of megalon. It's a living
Megalon.
material, and it will cover you if it rains. That's like all we know. And like it will, like the ground will move you, I guess.
Yeah, the water. You can stand in the water.
and
It's-
that's gonna make it a utopia.
It's a fable.
It is a
You
fable.
were
We must
forgetting
admit.
it's a fable.
It's a
It's a
fable.
I admit it.
I feel it's so easy
no, but
to
I feel
like,
like when the light hit it, it kind of activated it.
yeah, Megalon.
Yeah.
It's megalon.
It's made out of a dead wife's hair.
Yeah. Was that established?
No.
It
Wait,
wasn't
what
it
it has
wasn't
to do
clear,
with
but
his-
I looked up after.
I do not understand the deal with his dead wife.
I think I interpret it as like moment she died, and she died because he was like him being a bad husband.
Yeah.
As she was like going off the cliff, he's like, "Oh wait, you know what? I know how Megalon works."
So the reason that's in the movie, because I looked it up.
Mhm.
So it's based on the real Cataline conspiracy from ancient
Yeah.
Rome. And the way they politically smeared the actual Catalina when he was attempting to like take over Rome
Mhm.
was by accusing him of killing his wife
Mhm.
and sleeping with a Vestal virgin. We'll get there.
Ooh.
But-
Oh, we got it.
So these are like the two actual
Yeah.
facts from history
okay.
yeah.
transposed into the screenplay, but like without any of like historical context. You watch the movie and you're like,
He named him Caesar.
what does the wife have to do with any of this? Like, why is she in
Yeah.
this movie? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I guess the idea is it's supposed to be this thing hanging over it all because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, everyone thinks he killed his wife, but he didn't.
He's doing like the Christopher Nolan shots of like the beautiful dead wife.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed that. Yeah, that was very
Yeah.
Nolan.
I liked him playing with it in the megalon, like him
Yeah.
playing with the visual of the memory.
Yeah.
The megalon, pretty cool. I like the idea
love
of it.
Megalon.
I mean, there's no other like cinematic way to be like, this guy's like remembering something.
There's so many cinematic ways to make people remember stuff. They
Just
Other
cut
than
to
like,
it.
yeah.
cut to it. Oh, yeah, cut to it.
Yeah, I was thinking about
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's pretty.
That's
what
one
is
of the
that?
many segments on.
We might.
Yeah,
have a-
well, all right. So introducing a new segment on
Yeah, what was he even called?
Skrintle?
Scrant. Oh fuck.
Scrandle?
I
Skrindle?
forgot already.
No way, we forgot.
Scrimpies.
Skrindle?
Not Scrimpies.
Scrinkles.
Scrinkles.
Scrinkles. No, it wasn't Scrinkles.
I feel like it was Sprinkles, baby.
Sprinkles.
I think it doesn't matter what it was, guys.
Listen,
Well, we'll go back. We'll circle back.
we live
later.
in a utopia. We're creating our own future. We can just make it
true.
your own.
Exactly.
Scrinkles is fucking
I think
dumb.
Whatever
I
it
think
was
Sprinkles-
before was making me cry laughing.
It doesn't exactly.
Exactly.
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Doesn't
what's so
matter.
beautiful about Megalon
Beautiful.
is that
It's in the morals.
Yeah.
It's all about the morals.
It's a
They will-
fable.
They will tell you about the meanings behind everything that happens every single time.
MSG was in the movie. Matt's
Monosodium
employment.
glutamate. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden's in the movie.
It's the Coliseum.
It is the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the Vestal Virgin.
Vesta Sweetwater, the Vestal Virgin.
Yeah.
Vesta Sweetwater. Jesus, the Vestal Virgin. So
This-
I think a lot of people were really upset about the song in the movie. I knew,
Upset?
or just like not upset.
Didn't like the song.
A lot of people like found that to be like one of the most like annoying parts of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like out of place.
It was just out of place, but I don't know. I think going in knowing that Grace Vanderwaal is in the movie gives you the right set of expectations about what she's doing in it.
I don't know who she is.
What else could she do?
I didn't know what she was
She
either. I
won
looked
America's
it
Got
up.
Talent for doing exactly what she did in the movie, which is playing cute little songs on a ukulele. So,
Okay, so like, because Francis Ford Coppola is at the age where like he's watching network TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay.
also, that was from years ago.
that was years ago. She was like a kid.
Okay.
I mean, now she's like a teenager, but she was much younger.
Yeah.
And so like knowing that she was in the movie, I'm like, what else could she possibly do in the movie but play a cute little song on a ukulele?
And lo and behold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But very odd. You're right.
Well,
like,
and then she does the classic like Britney Spears, like I'm like going like
Yeah.
adult and like angry.
it was it was like the Jojo Siwa thing. She did like
Yes.
the bad Jojo Siwa thing.
yeah.
That alone, because he's been making this movie for like 50 years, and he's just like rewritten it a million times and added shit and taken it out.
Yeah.
That was like so clearly like not developed. Like that could be its own movie. It was like this really overcooked metaphor
Yeah.
that like it was just like a little trace of it, and then they like just totally abandon it.
No, we know exactly what happened to her. She became like when did the Miley Cyrus
She became
arc,
alt.
became alt.
And there's like a bunch of spinning newspapers that are like pregnancy on the rise, like, society in shambles.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Because we only ever see inside the city. Everything we know about outside the city is just like newspaper headlines speaking very vaguely.
But I think
Which I like because it's the fable thing, you know?
I think the world kind of only exists in the city. I think it's it's the fable of it all.
I was kind of like, when they step into like a subway car at the very, very end, and I was
That's
like, wait, why have they not been on the train yet? And, like a movie about like New York, and it's all like fetishistic of like the Chrysler building and the
Yeah,
skyline.
yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
no subway? I don't know,
Well, because the
It's
subway
like-
is not New York at its best. It's like it's convenient,
Well, because Francis isn't on the subway,
but
Well,
it's
he's
not.
in-
he's being
It's not
driven by
iconic New York. It's not New
Yeah.
York at its most glamorous.
I mean, in Megalopolis, we just need like the airplane moving walkways, and we don't.
No, there's like
Yeah.
bubbles that they kind of ride
There's
in. I
bubbles
thought, right?
too. There's bubbles.
You know, I think
I love how like generic like the utopia visually is.
there was one moment where they were just showing renders of it, and I'm like, we're watching like a
It's literally
like,
concept art.
yeah,
Yeah.
concept
like
art.
100% concept art.
Yeah.
All like the flat images I thought were really cool, like beautiful production.
There was
design.
a point when I saw like little animated figures in them, and I'm like, this is just like an architectural firm's like rendering. Like this is just like
Yeah.
a random ass thing he created in like a modeling thing. You
I mean,
know?
that's like on brand because he's he's like the design authority.
No. I mean like the I just think it felt like the visual felt so out of context randomly. I felt like I was watching a
Yes.
presentation.
Well, like every part of the movie, it was kind of like a deck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and there was the part of the movie where, for a while, I think it goes from the montage of Saturnalia, which I loved, by the way. I love that they did
Oh
the
my
holiday
God.
season as Saturnalia. I love
Yes.
that.
it's like a postmodern, like
So-
multi-ethnic, like post-racial.
Yeah, they just call it
Like-
Saturnalia.
And they were
Yes.
cramming all this stock footage in what felt
Yeah.
like stock footage of people celebrating every holiday.
but I liked it. All looked a little bit more specific, so it didn't like. It
No,
wasn't-
No, it was good.
It's not that hard to like find a challah. I don't.
No, they like the specific things they to do showing like the different like holiday icons. I feel like they had like little scenes. They just like I
That
don't know.
actually did work for me because we're at the point in the movie where he's
Yeah.
like, "This is like all the holidays are combined into one. This is the
Yes.
future." And you're like, "I buy it." All right. At this
yeah,
point,
I
I'm like,
was into it.
"I'm in." There's other things that didn't work.
I love
but-
that.
I was into that,
Yeah.
and
It was so
I
good.
think then like the way it ends though is so weird, which is all three of them just become like the whole screen just becomes like the image of the skyline or whatever, but the little lines dividing the screen into three
Yes.
just stays, and it stays like it overstays its welcome. And I was expecting them to do something with it because they kept it so long, and then
Yeah.
they just cut to the next thing after like a long wait. It's like, what was that about?
Yeah.
That's every scene in this movie.
yeah.
What, just going on too long
Well,
and then
the
going,
editing
what
is
was that about?
rough.
Just every like cut, you're like, "That's not what I thought was gonna happen next."
Yeah.
You're like the place we move to next is
Yeah.
always just like a totally new thing. It doesn't like nothing is followed up with like the logical. Like somebody will talk about something, and the next scene is not like what they were talking about. The way like
Yeah.
The geography of everything is really
Yes.
bizarre. To me, I wonder if it's either, at first, my thought was, I do think the movie's like very badly edited. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
like one of the things
totally.
that makes the movie as kind of rough as it is and like incomprehensible in some ways, or very comprehensible, but like, I don't know.
yeah,
It makes
yes.
it worse.
And along with that, I think also like this is sort of totally a vibe. but it has the vibe of like they use like the last. He did like 1 million takes, and they use like the one every take where they're like, I don't know, fuck it, I'll try like it. I'll do it a weird way.
Yeah.
I'll put the emphasis on the wrong word, and they're like, he's like, that's the one I want.
Exactly.
Yeah. For every scene.
That's so true.
Yeah.
So back to the club.
Well, that's the what is that? Was it Werner Herzog or David Lynch who did the thing where he would like have the actors repeat something or maybe Kubrick. It's the thing where he'd like have actors repeat something so many times that they'd be like in a state of like hypnosis by the end. And then
the
like,
words don't retain meaning, but it's just like the phonetic like sound of it.
Ugh,
yeah,
it
so
just
every
sounds so
performance is like
weird.
all odd.
What's the word? It's like deformalization or some shit.
Something like that.
Yes.
I think people say that about Stanley Kubrick. I don't know if it's exactly.
That's
you know,
who I heard it about.
Yeah,
I mean, it sounds
like
like,
in The
like an
Shining.
acting exercise, and this movie was very like
It felt like
we're
that.
doing acting exercises.
Yes.
It's like,
Totally.
he was doing so many acting exercises.
Oh yeah. I mean, did we talk on mic already about the actors we felt the most strongly about?
No. We should let's go through the list.
Let's
Well, I can pull up the IMDb. We can like go through.
Yeah. I'm so down
The
for that.
IMDb
No,
is
I
kind
already,
of an eclectic order, maybe like the
I
Wikipedia.
know we already shouted out Shia and Aubrey. Those were the two.
Shawbury,
best.
yeah, Shawbury. That's the ship name for
Shawbury.
Shabri.
Shawbury on Scrinkles.
Chablis.
Scrinkles, I think.
Is Sheba a joke on here?
Sheba,
Has
yeah,
Sheba been-
I'm
Sheba's
sure
been
it's been
uttered.
said.
Are you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
trademarking it?
No, I'm just letting it get absorbed into the
If you're gonna
culture.
make sure
It's in the
it's-
zeitgeist.
If you're gonna make sure
Sheba.
it's Sheba's.
Sheba's good.
Yeah.
Sheba's top of the list.
She was.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's. Oh,
Oh.
watch your soup. Mind your soup.
Ooh, almost spilled the
This
soup.
would
in the
not
pot.
happen in Megalopolis.
No,
Man,
Megalopolis
honestly.
is a utopia.
That's right. But utopias can so easily turn into dystopias.
Okay.
I want to hear Travis
Suck
Scott
it.
take in Megalopolis.
He should do the original
think
music
it's
for
Utopia.
Megalopolis.
Adam Driver, top billing.
Adam Driver,
Where do you think he was on the call sheet?
number one.
Number
With a
one.
bullet.
Come on,
Number
yeah.
one. You got
No,
it.
I hope not. With the
I mean,
bullet,
he had
it goes
bullet
right
in his
in
head.
his head, and then he
Yeah.
healed using like weird,
Megalon,
like
Megalon.
well, Megalon. But I'm thinking like weird allusions
Obviously.
to like Eastern mysticism, weird
I
allusions to
love
like
when his-
Hinduism, the little like sitar sounds
I would
on
not
his
say
head.
that. I would not say that's an illusion. That was like direct. Like
So weird because
he
it does
became,
the,
he became wise.
yeah, I guess it's
Is
just
that
like
what happened? No, he didn't become. He became crazy. Remember when he was in Crassus's waiting area?
yeah, it's just weeping.
And-
They
and
froze my
Aubrey-
accounts.
Yeah, and
They froze their accounts.
and Crassus could have like at that point just been like, I'm totally on your team
Because he was
whatever.
on his
No,
team.
but he did. He came around at the end.
But it's like, why did he wait so long?
I don't know about him.
He wanted to fuck around and do the arrow thing first.
He wanted to kill Auntie Wow.
Yeah. Oh, anti-wow.
Okay, Anti Wow. Can we?
Oh,
name
amazing.
Let's talk about
Wow.
Platinum.
Wow Corner.
Yeah. And introducing
So
a new segment
good.
called Wow Corner. Very nice. You're
You
putting it
guys like
close
that?
to the
Yeah.
mic for the burp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I'm pulling it away to slurp.
Sure.
I'm pulling it in to burp.
Wow Platinum is just a pretty great movie character. She said that quote I said at the beginning. Yeah, I'm just gonna-
Run it back one more
I'm
time.
going to run it back.
And do your famous
She's kinda-
Aubrey Plaza impression.
You're anal as hell, but I'm oral as hell.
No, that's your John Mulaney.
No, that was pretty good. I was hearing.
That's
it.
very good. Yes.
Thank you. Sort of a first spin at it. I don't know.
She's having fun.
She was having fun.
Yeah.
To me, I thought like Shia begrudgingly, like I think like stole
Shia
the
was
show.
fucking.
Try was so good and it was sus.
Well, it's one of those roles. It's like.
He's capable of that.
Well, it's
Yeah,
also
we
like
know he
we
can
saw
go
the
crazy.
trailer for the Mark Wahlberg Mel Gibson movie.
Oh yeah,
He plays like an evil
yeah,
helicopter pilot,
yeah.
and I was like, I don't know, is he not acting? Where Shia LaBeouf, you're like, he might just be like that. Right?
Yeah.
How much of it is just like that? He's just like that.
Yeah.
That's why it's a good performance.
I believe that.
Yeah, but yeah, Revenge feels the best when
I-
you're wearing a dress.
That was crazy. I felt like it was so. I just feel like on the set that Francis Ford Coppola was like loving Shia.
Yeah, he
The
was
whole
like
time.
letting him bounce off the walls. He was like, "You could do crazier," you know.
yeah. He found his new like Dennis Hopper.
I think
Oh,
he
yeah.
Yeah,
really rocked it. Yeah.
I think so.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a good equivalent because at least for me, Dennis Hopper completely owns Apocalypse Now as far as like a single actor. Like he saves that movie. I feel like right when it's dipping in energy, he shows up and just saves it.
I mean, I'm not super versed on Apocalypse Now lore, but isn't the story is that like Dennis Hopper like drove him fucking crazy, right? When they made
Oh,
that,
I didn't know.
I think he like couldn't stand him. Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
he was just like fucking coked out of his mind and shit.
sure.
But
But he's perfect for the movie.
yeah, it works. It
Good
works.
job.
Yeah. It's with Lawrence Fishburne as well.
The historian.
Lawrence Fishburne is weirdly used.
Underused, I would say.
Underused.
I mean, he like hired him for his voice almost.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
He did a lot of just-
narrating the words that are
narration,
already
yeah.
on the screen.
Yeah. I felt like we could have like seen things during that bit and
You
not
guys-
just like seen the fancy text.
You remember what his name is? What his character's name is?
His name is Blimpy.
Close. I'll give you one more chance.
Yeah, go ahead.
Take a guess. Sulu Kendalls.
Tarls.
Fundi.
Fundi
Romaine.
Fundi Romaine.
Fundi Romaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
cool.
It's all coming back to you now.
That really sounds specifically like a Dune name.
Fundi Romaine. Yeah, I mean, I would say if Dune is like a combination of like what, like Anglo-Saxon culture and like Islam, then this is a combination of like ancient Rome and Judaism.
R.I.P. Nush.
Exactly. Right?
Are you bringing anything to Nush's Shiva?
Yeah.
Wait, Nush Shiva should be the sequel.
I'm sitting for Nush.
I love that. I'm sure. I hope one day someone writes that the fan fiction. You go there on Megalopolis on fanfiction.net and see Nush's Shiva.
Should I go to Archive of Our Own and see if anything's tagged for Megalopolis fanfic?
Yes, please.
Okay.
It's been so soon. But who knows? You know, someone could have been really excited about Megalopolis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, we can write some too.
Yeah. I think that's the direction this is going down.
Yeah, I think Nush Shiva is a great setting.
We could do. Yeah, we could. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's here.
So we're-
This might be old stuff that was just named
speculative, yeah.
Megalopolis.
Or like people excited about Megalopolis coming out and wanted
Because
to like.
it's been a word before.
Really,
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I found one.
really.
There's Caesar Catalina and WoW Platinum.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So
So the movie.
It's that's all right. Let's see what else we got. There's 5.
Wow, that's
Wa-
so fast.
WoW in the Balls story.
It makes sense. Everyone's just horny for WoW.
It's posted tomorrow.
Hmm.
So it must be in a different time zone. So it was like just posted.
Very nice. Good timing. Makes sense. We're on the pulse of
We're
Megalopolis
just in the
fan
fucking
fiction.
zeitgeist, y'all. Like,
This is what
We
it
are-
is.
yeah.
We're also recording this early. This isn't going to drop for a bit. This is.
this will drop in a few. This,
Let's
yeah,
pin
but
down the date. This is
yeah.
October 8th.
it is October 8th at 9:53 p.m.
It says here on my thing 9:52. Maybe you're living in a different time zone.
Oh my
So there's one
gosh.
that takes place in the
Go
world of
crazy.
Megalopolis. With his first premiere as a leading role in his new movie, Serge, looked nervous to say the least. It is all that you can do now to be his support and help him through his nerves in hopes that he will be calm and relaxed by the time you reach the theater. Part 5 of Adam Driver's cinematic universe.
Oh,
Tags, Serge, car sex, exhibitionism, and smoking.
Wow.
Adam Driver lights a cigarette after leaving the theater.
What else
Do you want
is
to go to
this
my
his
car? He says.
You want to go to my... Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Adam Driver's car was definitely like one of
limo-
the supporting actors in the movie as well.
Oh, that was a sick ass car.
Because they all drive like,
Yeah.
like 40s
Yeah.
cars. Pretty cool.
I do. Yeah, I like
I
that.
love the universe.
I like all the cars are kind of squished like this.
Should we read WoW in the Balls story? It's only-
Yeah.
It's 4,000 words.
Give us just a little.
You want to scroll like the
Taste.
middle and see.
WoW Platinum isn't above making up news, but when a news story, supposedly entirely factual, catches her eye, she simply must know the truth. Okay, continue. You wanna go for it? Start us off. I don't think we can, but read us the first chapter title at least.
Chapter 1 Testicular Tattle.
Ooh.
Slow news day.
Oh wait. Can we credit the?
Yeah.
author of
Actually,
this?
yeah, we should. Okay, so this is I guess where do we see the author? Oh yeah,
Roz Cruz.
Shout out Roz Cruz.
Rosin.
Rosin
Cruz. We love that you're on the same wavelength as us.
Rosenkrutz.
And Guildenstern are dead.
Yeah.
A lot of Asteroid City shit, Matt.
So she likes her Schwartzman. Yeah.
Can't get enough of that Schwartzman, baby.
Victoria TV.
Meow.
Succession. Shakespeare. Fargo.
This could be a new direction for the pod.
Just reading fanfic.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
let's back to
Sure,
we
they're
didn't even talk about
at
the
least
Vestal
podcast.
Virgin, guys. We barely even
Do
talked.
we need to?
I think we did talk
I
about
guess
the
I don't
Vestal
think
We
we
talked
should
about
Virgin.
talk
Vesta Sweetwater, the Vestal Virgin.
Oh,
yeah.
we did.
We
didn't
talked
The
about,
ukulele Van der Waal.
Which were
Grace Vanderwaal. I almost called her Greta Van Fleet.
Yes, which
Yeah.
was like in ancient Rome, like an order of like virgin priestesses.
Okay.
Okay.
So the real Caesar Catalina slept with like a virgin priestess,
Mm-hmm.
which was a scandal. But it's like the thing about this movie is like it is an interesting idea to be like, today is like a culturally sacrosanct virgin priestess, like
Mm-hmm.
a teen pop idol that's
Yeah.
like has like a childish innocent thing going on.
yeah, I like that idea.
You know, like a early pre Hit Me Baby Britney or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But then it's like he gives it like 5 minutes and like totally
It's
moves
not
on
even
from
5 minutes. It's like
Yeah.
I the pacing of the movie, like I
Pacing's
think
crazy.
the world is so like overly like thick. Like he needs
Yeah.
like this movie did need to be like 3 hours long, and I saw a review on Letterboxd where
it's 2.5.
it's not even
Shame.
2.5.
It's 2:17.
It should be longer. Like I felt like while watching it, I felt like it was too long, but I do think the solution should have been making it longer.
I actually have alternate take. I have a proposition.
shoot.
It might be a little crazy, but because you could, people say this all the time. We're like, this should have been a mini series. This could be a TV show. Stretch it out. This should have been a video game
Yeah.
because he seems like way more interested in just like world building
Yeah.
than like storytelling. He's like, I gotta like make some shit up to like.
Well, I think to the degree he cares about storytelling, it's only in retelling the was it the Catalan conspiracy?
Yes, but as like a means to like building new Rome.
Yeah, but like it just seems like he took all like the general beats from that and then like added all sorts of like personal nonsense and world building, but like
Where he's Robert Moses,
Yeah.
the power broker, but also he's Francis Ford Coppola, but also everyone is Francis Ford Coppola.
the baby at the end especially. A new Francis Ford Coppola is
Or
born.
call it
Yeah.
Francis.
Okay, so
Or-
the theater
Our
fucking
theater loved
lost their
that.
minds when she said, "I'm gonna if we're gonna have a
It
baby.
was Sunny Hope or something.
If it's a
or-
girl, Sunny Hope. If it's a boy,
Francis.
Francis." It was such like a perfect pregnant
Would
pause.
Would you say we had like a packed theater or like a well-attended theater?
Well attended.
3/4.
I would say
Small theater, though.
well attended for Megalopolis especially.
For like a notorious flop
Yes.
on a Monday
On a-
night.
5 people
on its,
walked out.
entering its third week in theaters after having flopping so hard.
We talk about our
Well,
cinematic experience.
yeah,
we
totally.
gotta.
We like we were like a third of the theater.
We were at the Regal Union Square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theater 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what row? Which row?
We were row J.
Row
We were
J.
all row
I
J.
was seat 2. So if you want to go and like sit where I sat,
You could have sat next to me.
Go do
where I
it.
It's
sat.
probably out of theaters.
by
in a
the
week
time
from
this comes
now.
out, you can go see
It's
piece
over.
by piece in the same seat.
Ooh, yeah, facts. Go see Piece
Yeah.
by Piece.
Yes.
What are we thinking? That's gonna flop, right?
Piece by piece?
No, Piece by Piece is going to destroy the box
We're
office.
going to have a follow-up episode in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
discussing
that's
Piece-
what-
I
what
don't
we
think
should do
enough
immediately
people
because
care
of
about
Mia.
Pharrell to.
Sorry, people were camping out for Piece by Piece.
I think like the future of this pod is discussing. It's not gonna. We're not talking about like the Brutalists. We're not talking
No.
about like Honora.
The more interesting movies to talk about
piece
are
by piece.
piece by
The
piece.
stuff people want to
Yeah,
hear.
people want to know about Piece
Yeah,
by Piece.
yeah.
People don't give a shit about these trash movies.
Well, they'd rather if
They'd
they
rather
care about it,
bullshit.
they'd watch it. Like
If
versus
they
Piece by-
cared about it, they'd watch it.
That's what I have to say about Megalopolis. If you're watching this right now,
No.
you should be watching
No,
Megalopolis.
they've seen it. They've seen it. They've come to
why,
hear more about
why
it.
watch a movie when you can live one,
Hmm.
Mm.
be in it, experience it?
So what were we just talking about that I took us away from?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, we're flowing
Yeah.
free.
Oh, our cinematic experience.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a nice
yeah.
experience. Well, we took up we
Yeah.
we were with a larger group,
yeah,
but there was still like a
We're
lot
about,
of
like
people
25 deep.
15 people.
there. No, like
It felt like that.
We were like between 15 and 20 people. I think
We had 1.5 rows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot.
Yeah.
yeah, but we were
It was
like
a
put in a
squad.
smaller theater. At
We were
this,
nestled.
I would say. We were
But there were
nestled.
plenty of people who we didn't know who were there, so
Oh, yeah,
it wasn't
plenty
empty.
of people who
you know.
walked out.
Yep.
Like 5 to 10 people who walked out.
My count was like 7.
Yeah,
But people kept going like in and out.
I think about 7 like left and didn't return.
Yeah.
I thought about 6 people.
There were people every time I see like often now in New York, I'll go to movies and people will be going in and out the entire movie.
Yeah, they can't handle it.
What guys? What is going? Why do people do that? What's going on?
Why pay to go see
Why?
a movie if you're just going to do that? You could save that money.
This
Why
is-
do you need to?
Sorry, this is Steve's grouse.
No,
corner.
you know
No.
what I bet that could
I'm
be.
grousing.
Imagine it's like a couple and someone begrudgingly goes and just wants to like hit their vape outside, like and is bored of the movie and look at their
Well,
phone.
you could hit your vape in Megalopolis. I mean, that's
I actually ripped my pen during the Saturnalia portion.
yeah.
It's a great sequence for it.
And that made the last like 30 minutes just like like when he said the gates to Megalopolis are now open.
They are open.
I was like tearing up, clapping. Like it was amazing. It was such a good theater experience.
Because he had the part where the guy asks a question, and he wanted it to be like, an immersive 3D experience. A real guy is in the theater. But if he wanted to do something really groundbreaking, he should have been like, "This is the time where you hit your pen." Like everybody,
this is the time where it's allowed.
Everybody in the theater gets high right now.
Everyone in the theater right now.
And then he does some like epileptic visuals and really.
Yeah. And then it has like the sitar sting in his face.
Your parents are disappointed in you.
But it was nice to know that like we filled up this theater a decent bit, and then these other people, like everyone was on the same wavelength with this movie, which is like
yes, I was really surprised by that.
Yes, laughing at it a lot of the time,
but
not at the wrong times.
Yes.
Crucially,
not entirely at it.
Yeah, like there was. I think everyone there seems to be coming at it from this space of like wanting to like it and respecting it, but also being like, that's fucking ridiculous. That's funny. I'm gonna laugh at that.
We had like an oddly charitable audience.
Totally.
Yes.
I think, but also like the type of person that would pay $20 to go see this on a Monday.
After everything that's been said about it.
Yeah.
Well, after everything, I feel like there's even odds of like people are like, I want to go watch like a turd, and they're not coming in like with like an open heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're right.
An open heart is essential because if we learn anything from Megalopolis,
I would agree with that. You need, especially going in to intentionally watch like a turd.
But I feel like our crowd was like relatively.
Everyone was like, had love in their heart and love to give.
Yes, to quote Maestro.
Yeah,
you have no hate in your heart. Well, we'll do an ep on Maestro at some point.
I was trying to remember another Maestro quote. What was the thing he says to the baby?
I slept with both your parents.
That's it.
Too much? Too much?
Reining it in.
I love too much. Yeah. We could, I mean, I got a few
We'll do the Maestro podcast.
I got a few more in the pocket, yeah.
Yo,
Maestro pod.
Speaking of opening your heart, I realized that the best time to open your heart is when you forget how to freeze time. And you need a new muse.
Bizarre, like, sequence of events in which from the beginning, he knows how to freeze time. He loses the ability suddenly.
Like Spider-Man.
And then immediately gets it back, and then it's fine for the rest of the movie.
And
What's that about?
I was prepared to be like, that's fucking stupid. He gets shot in the face. He doesn't freeze time. He doesn't use his like magical time-stopping powers to like
it's not a power. It's
any of his goals, but it's not a power.
Metaphor for art.
It's a metaphor for it's a fable.
Yeah.
It feels hand-wavy. It feels like kind of cheap to be like, any problem you have with this movie, you're like, it's a fable. But that's the way it was made.
I do think specifically thinking of it in the context of freezing time is a metaphor for art, which it tells
absolutely.
you, but like
that's how you feel when you're on top of the world and you made Apocalypse Now, you made The Godfather. You're like creatively in your bag. You're like, I can fucking stop time right now.
Yeah, from a conceptual standpoint, I really love that. During the movie, I did not receive that message at all. I did not. When the characters started monologuing about the meaning of time, I really tuned out.
That's just him being like, I don't want to die.
I love Lawrence Fishburne being like, time is like this, time is like that, time is like that. And then it cuts away and then comes back and like, time is also like this.
He's just doing Morpheus. I feel yeah, it's a little,
Yeah. Lawrence Fishburne is so much more than Morpheus.
Yeah,
he's Fundy Romaine, yeah.
He's Fundy Romaine. It's pretty cool. That does sound like the name of a rapper.
Do you think this is why he didn't come back for Matrix 4?
Yeah, he was busy Megalopolis.
Being Fundy Romaine.
I'm busy being Fundy Romaine.
That's good. That's really good.
What did?
Oh, thank you.
That's really good.
I don't know about that.
What did y'all think of his mom?
But I don't know what the point of that was.
Catherine Hunter?
No.
That was Talia Shire. I kept getting them confused.
Yeah, Talia Shire, the one who like has like a weird relationship with him, where he's like,
was she crazy or not? Because she like,
I think that's just the Coppola's mom, right? That's like the worst disguised mommy issue scene like in the world.
Well, it's worse disguised because it doesn't make sense for the movie. It doesn't connect to anything.
It makes no sense. It felt like it exists outside the movie. And then there's one part when he like kisses her hand and she's like, "Ouch,
you're hurting me. He's hurting me."
It's like, what?
I'm loving you, mom. Or like,
kissed you, mother.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Do you think that's supposed to mean that his mom doesn't trust him after the accusations of him killing his wife?
Oh no, I thought you were gonna say that scene. Like at least 3 other scenes in this movie are Coppola like self-fictionalizing him being canceled for all the touching that he did on the set of this movie. And like all the guilt he feels that he's like, I think he's like, I should be canceled by now. I think he like, maybe he feels that way. And this is like some really like pathologized sort of like confessional
What I thought about the whole scandal with the movie as it was coming out, as I understood, it seemed like, oh shit, like he did some such and set. And then it was like, oh wait, actually kind of came out. He didn't really do some such shit.
And-
And after watching the movie, I'm kind of like, oh,
He
wait,
did that shit.
He did that shit.
Because the Vesta Sweetwater thing, we didn't talk about this, but Adam Driver, there's like a leaked video of him sleeping with her because she's underage. But guess what? She's actually not underage, and also the video is fake.
Yeah.
So like, you know,
right.
I didn't do sex crimes actually.
So it's all about being canceled and being like,
Yes.
but I was able to prove all of it, all around. No
one's ever done less sex crimes than me. Yes, and that's
I'm
why
Caesar Catalina. I've never done a sex crime. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you don't want your self-insert character to be like, I didn't do sex crimes. Like that's not.
Yeah.
If you're
being wrongfully accused of being, you don't want to depict yourself as being wrongfully accused
of having and then getting shot in the face.
Yeah.
That the shot in the face scene was though just like genuinely so. I
that was
really
the
liked
best scene in the movie.
He still got it. Yeah, he still got it. That was
That felt like the guy who did The Godfather. Nothing else in the movie did, even the good stuff. But that felt like the guy who did The Godfather.
Especially the thing about The Godfather, or the Godfather-ness of it all,
Yeah.
was that the moment that kid comes up to the car,
His guard's down.
No. I mean, me as an audience member,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that kid's gonna like shoot him.
Really? I
You
didn't
really
think the
felt
kid was
that
going to
way?
shoot him.
Yes, and I was just waiting for it to happen.
No way. I didn't think the kid was going to shoot him, but when the kid approached, I'm like, okay, something terrible's going to happen.
Yes,
That's how I felt.
I was just like waiting for the tension.
Right now.
Something's gonna happen.
I was like, yeah, because this is the scene right before this.
Do I look 12?
but I thought
Yes.
I just thought the car was gonna explode or something.
I used to
like,
be 12. Do you know that? I used to be 12.
Good.
I
You're
just thought
such
it was
a
gonna be
dick to the
something
kid.
like a more typical like assassination scene, which is
Interesting.
as opposed to like a kid
Yeah,
murdering
same,
him, which is
same.
very surprising.
Me too. I thought
Yes.
the kid shooting him was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the scene before that was sort of like Shia LaBeouf is prancing around like, I'm gonna kill you.
Shia
Yeah.
LaBeouf had like infinite side quests.
So
And just somehow became like
it's a video game.
it literally is.
Yes. You,
And
you play as Shia LaBeouf
You play as
or
Shia because
Yeah.
you know
Driver.
he's so dumb, yet manages to become like a figure by being like culture for the
Trump.
culture.
He's just like doing Trump. I mean, we
Yeah.
talked about this earlier. I don't know. You may not agree with me, but
Yeah.
like movies now love to have one character that's like, hey, it's Trump.
Yeah,
It's Trump, right?
totally.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it makes sense because it's so in the culture to be like, I don't know. I don't think that is a bad thing though. I guess because I'm like, I feel like it gets depicted as cringe, but I feel like movies of every like time like really represent the fears of that era, and I feel like the fears of like the 2020s and the late 2010s. It's like a fear of dictatorship.
Like a figure like that. Though I
Yeah.
think
Yes.
I think the thing though is like when it is so obviously like Donald Trump, I like as an idea I like it depicted, but because Trump is so often depicted in media and is like
yeah,
over
it's
Trumpy,
I don't think
he's
it's
here.
a fear of
It's like,
dictatorship necessarily, but like the thing that's unique about Trumpism, it's like bumbling, ineffectual dictatorship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like somehow it's like, wow, wait,
yeah,
these people actually like this. They
Yeah,
shouldn't be.
yeah.
We're like the
Yeah.
classical image of dictatorship in
Right.
fiction or fascism is like, oh, this is dangerous. This guy is like smart and he can like take over.
Mhm.
But like
No,
every time
it's-
there's like a Trump allegory, it's like, we're not taking this guy seriously.
The dumb
He can-
people like him.
Yeah. Wait, what?
How
He's
does
popular?
yeah, they actually like him?
He's a buffoon. And that's what
Mm.
felt like uniquely
I guess
Trumpish about.
that we were talking
Yes.
about this a bit earlier, and I wasn't saying.
Also, I think
was
some
saying
of
I
them
wasn't
had
saw
a
the
MAGA
Trump thing
hat.
as much. I will take. I see that. Yeah.
For a movie that's so like based on like utopia and like the equanimity of all men and like we are all a brotherhood of man, there was this element of like, look at these like fucking rubes, like they believe this shit, they're so easily taken advantage of,
And they are so easily taken advantage of.
Yeah.
which like doesn't.
He doesn't. Well, that's
There
one of
are
my least
no-
favorite things about the movie. Actually, was the
Yes.
way he goes power to the people, culture for the culture, and he just wins over everyone
Immediately.
We were given no reason as to why they should like him.
in the same world where Adam Driver's like, hey guys, I invented Megalon, and they're like,
Yeah.
fuck you, die.
Yeah, Yeah.
But that's because exactly he's like Elon Musk.
yeah.
and
There's
Elon
definitely a reading of that.
And look,
yeah.
look how they're treating Elon in our world.
Exactly. They fucking shit
like
on
Jesus,
Yeah, they yeah.
and they remember they shot Jesus too.
They
him. Shot him-
Jesus
that kid
too.
shot Jesus in the face. That Jewish kid shot Jesus in the face.
Yeah. It was one through the tip of the ear, and then
Right through the tip of the ear.
yeah, and then the face.
Like yeah, he was on the roof.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, Shia LaBeouf is Donald Trump, but like he's like
Yeah.
fruity, and also is like the queerness supposed to be like also playing into like his like evilness and it's like,
Yeah, it
Totally.
kind. I feel like it does play into some weird like older
like
stereotypes about like queer
You can't
people.
trust him. He's wily.
He loves wearing a dress.
Yeah, we don't
'Cause
know him.
I feel like that's the downside of doing this, like, because it was so. I feel like one part of his like, I'm committing to like the Roman allegory is that it's like, what did it mean to be like excessive? Like, what was Roman excess? And I feel like part of how a lot of like conservatives view that now is like they were like gay.
Also, like not that excessive.
It could have been more excessive.
Well, not excessive at all. Like it starts off with like a bacchanal scene, and like the craziest it gets is like they do a line and like two girls kiss each other.
Yeah, it's like at a dance club. It's just like
It's actually not even
that's
bad
like a
at all.
normal. You could it's not that
versus like if it was. I feel like if you said it in like a throne room or something kind of like an opulent space, and you see just how depraved they are.
What about
like because I think he has this weird balance of like they have to be like disgusting and depraved and like Caligula-esque, but also like you have to relate to and like these people, and like she's the main character. She can't do anything too disgusting.
Well, and it has to be like contemporary fancy pants New York City also. So everything has to be sort of like fancy and austere.
Yeah, and she never gets like a chopped salad or something like that.
At the fashion show.
She never gets like a bowl lunch that she can like sit at her standing desk or whatever and eat it.
You know what? This movie needed an Equinox.
I think that would be like setting. If New Rome were more like that kind of like New York vibe, that would be a much more interesting movie.
I would love a scene where like someone takes like a meeting with Nush Berman at the Equinox, and they're like, he's like, he's on like the standing like bike machine,
elliptical machine.
Yeah, elliptical.
Because it felt very stuck in like the 19s. Well, like the American Psycho like 80s New York excess.
That but also like the Art Deco, like
that too, yeah.
Like the movie reminded me so much of Hudsucker Proxy. The opening sequence where he freezes time at the top of the Chrysler Building.
Another Fable.
So Hudsucker Proxy. It's a better movie than the Megalopolis.
Yeah,
but not as good a Fable.
They're both New Year's Eve movies.
They're both about time.
Wait, I love the end of this movie when it just became New Year's Eve, and it was like
they didn't say
and it's New Year's Eve now.
Well, 10, and the baby,
9, and the baby,
yeah,
old man, and the mom sulking in the crowd, like fuck you. And he's
and
like,
I don't get why, just for more mom issue
he's
stuff.
Like, fuck you, mom.
Fuck you, mom.
He's mom issue. She doesn't need to be on the stage with his in-laws.
Yeah, they're his new family.
Wait, who's his mother-in-law? What's her?
Catherine Hunter, who I love.
I thought she was great.
Wait, so Talia Shire was Adam Driver's mother.
Yes.
Catherine Hunter was Giancarlo Esposito's wife.
Yes.
Okay. They never introduce anybody in this movie. She's just like halfway through, she just like appears, and you're like,
and
I guess that's his wife.
And also, there's like so many moments. Like, remember on the train when Julia and Cicero are kind of having a moment, like talking about like you got to leave him behind or whatever. Literally. Catherine, what's her name?
Catherine Hunter.
Catherine is just literally like
sitting there
awkwardly, like just
she's just there.
She's like,
yeah, like it's crazy.
Look at the baby.
It's never like explained like why they're in the train. They're going somewhere. It's like
it's an escape in some way.
That was
like
no. I actually why I like that because City Hall, there's an abandoned subway station underneath it that was like used privately. I'm pretty sure by the.
But it's all just like. Hey, hey, Mayor, you have to get into like the abandoned subway car. It's dangerous. No, we're not even going to put that one line in there. It's like explain what's going on.
True, exactly. Yeah,
right. That's just like a small sliver of like.
I do think they say it. I think the issue is that it's only one line, and it's said very quickly and in the midst of the chaos. And it's like what? And then they don't explain where they're going. So it's like, what is this?
That might be on me. I was sort of swept up in the rapturous excess of Megalopolis.
I don't blame you because part of the issue with the movie is I found there is probably a decent fraction of the movie. Like information in the movie that they say that I just didn't pick up because there was so much like going on. It was an overload.
And then also about like the other 50% of dialogue is completely useless and meaningless.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Including that weird line. The line. Do you know what I'm talking about? The line where it sounds like Aubrey Plaza improvised it and they shouldn't have kept it in and they just did.
It's an amazing weird take that he had to keep in.
I'm trying to do a goddamn interview here.
It's the one where she's like something ye. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. No, she's like talking to herself, and she's like in the elevator. She's like dippity doo, dippity dee.
But it like doesn't even sound as good as that.
But
like
it's good though. I liked it.
It's just so awkward, and you can tell she was just like fucking around with one take.
Well, she did some interview where she's like, we did like so much improv, and like the actors who couldn't do improv were like eaten alive. I think the exact quote was eaten alive.
Wow.
And like the vibe I got was like Giancarlo Esposito is not an improviser.
No, yeah.
Aubrey Plaza is.
Yeah.
Adam Driver,
that didn't even seem like good improv. Maybe she's better than that, but that wasn't a good take.
I think Adam Driver is just so talented of an actor that he can do it, but he's not like a born comedic improviser.
No. But you wouldn't know that from Annette. He's a pretty great comedian in that.
Yeah, the Ape of God.
Yeah, the Ape of God.
Henry McHenry. Well, the future app.
Wait, can
Yeah.
we please watch an ad? I remember when
Have you
y'all
seen
watch.
it? Have you not
This
seen
is
it?
this
When y'all
movie,
watch it,
Megalopolis is in the same cinematic universe as Annette.
And that
I'd
is
say.
quite similar to Megalopolis.
We gotta watch an ad,
including
I'm
ending
so
with a
excited.
baby.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
that's actually.
Yeah, and like Adam Driver is like a cruel, brooding genius.
Yeah.
Who? Well, I don't.
Genius.
I don't want to. I don't want to spoil it, but something happens with his wife.
I also don't want to call him a genius in Annette.
Fuck. I'm like, we actually got like quite a bit of like actual movie analysis done.
Yeah.
I really thought this was going to be all bits.
No,
No.
we're not just a bunch of schmucks talking
We're
about
not
movies.
even. We're not even halfway done.
This is Scrinkles. This is a movie podcast, a movies podcast. Come on now.
Scrinkles?
No, Scrinkets.
Scrinkets.
Scrinkets. Are you sure?
I think it's Scrinkets.
Scrinkets. I'll fuck with Scrinkets. I'll get down with Scrinkets.
It's back. It hits in waves.
We like had to like it like
went away. They came right back.
no, it did not come right back.
It flew out into the
51
ether,
minutes
and
later.
we grabbed it. Yeah.
Yeah, we had to.
Scrinkets.
We're gonna forget.
I'm not
Scrinkets,
totally
bro.
sure it was Scrinkets.
Well, maybe not, but it's very good.
I don't. I think it's Scrinkets. I'm pretty sure, but I
Scrinkets.
also thought it was Scrinkles as well.
Scrinkles.
No, but Scrinkets seems more specific in the.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know.
call them Jimmy's in Boston.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right, I'm creating Scrinkets now.
Megalopolis. Yeah, let's talk about the trailers.
The trailers
Yeah,
were.
we got Marky Mark.
He's bald.
I like. Well, first of all, they opened the trailer with like from the director of Braveheart, Apocalypse.
Yes.
So they don't say who that is.
I don't think his name's in it at all.
Yeah. Well, which is crazy because that guy doesn't have a name.
Doesn't
He's-
matter.
He's just a guy.
Wait,
Yeah.
is he in the movie? I missed this trailer. Is he in the movie?
No.
Mark Wahlberg is
Or no,
starring.
Mel Gibson.
He's not in the
No, he's
movie.
not. He
Okay,
just
so
directed
I
it.
walked in, and literally there was like this dude with massive balding head about to fly a helicopter. And he turned around. It was Marky Mark.
Mark, yeah. And like
I
he
was
has
like,
a
what
bald
is this?
cap on. It's like not even convincing.
Yeah, because
He-
it's a receding hairline, and then
No, but like there's like the line
yeah.
where you can see like the gum, like the plasma
Yeah,
spirit
yeah, like
gum.
it's like a
Clearly a cheap movie. I think the whole movie's just set in a helicopter.
But that's like a fun gimmick though. I'm like
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
whole movie set now.
Oh, wait, for a guy
I
who like
not.
gets up at 3 a.m. to like pray and like go to the gym,
Yeah.
he like couldn't shave his head for a movie.
No, he's doing.
No,
He's
no.
got to promote his vodka or whatever. You know, like
Oh yeah, Metropolitan.
His prayer
Metropolitan.
app.
yeah, his prayer app. He's doing press. He can't. You gotta.
Hallow, the world's first Catholic app.
It's
That's not even true too.
It's crazy how many ads I got for that app. Like you'd think targeted marketing would like know that I wouldn't want the first Catholic
You
app.
especially. I mean, not the first, but I think it's like the world's #1 Catholic app.
Yeah. You can say that.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Scrinkets, the #1 Catholic app.
And like the beautiful thing about that is it can mean like an application or an appetizer.
Yes.
Aperitif.
I'm doing one where it's Scrinkets. The
It's like-
#1 Catholic ape.
All my apes gone. All my Catholic apes gone.
Oh god, all my Catholic apes.
See, the thing about Scrinkets, I think, is you just have to keep pushing it further and further until we're like at like a Z. And then where you get a t-shirt that says like the world's #1 Catholic ape. And you're like, I have to explain the bit. I'm sorry. We have to go
it's
all
from
the way
Scrinkets.
back.
Well, it's from Apples and Oranges.
Have you seen Megalopolis? Yeah.
Yeah,
You need to listen to episode 1, episode 13, and episode 91 of Apples and Oranges, aka Scrinkets, to really understand
the
it.
best listening order is Scrinkets first. And
Yeah,
then,
it's the machete order. You do Scrinkets like
yeah.
50 through 75, and then you go back to like see how it started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you get a greater appreciation once you hear it with like relatively decent audio.
Yeah, and then you gotta watch Megalopolis halfway.
But there's like just some magic they had in the early days with like the shitty mics. I don't, OG Scrinkets.
I'm just so used to listening to Scrinkets back over the Zoom.
I think people are really liking the extended Scrinkets detour, and they don't, they don't care that we're not discussing the movie anymore.
Oh, no one's listening to this.
Well,
No
no,
one
they-
is
they
still
don't care at
listening.
all.
Wait,
So-
guys, let's get back on topic. What were the other trailers? Were there any other trailers we saw?
Oh, there was another
I saw
like
all of
shitty
them.
Lionsgate movie trailer.
Oh, Den of Thieves, Den of Two
Den of
Thieves.
Thieves 2, which
Den
I
of
want to
Two
see the
Thieves.
first one. It seems fun.
The 2 is behind the
yeah.
text. So it
Yeah,
looks like it says-
Den o two v
no, Den of Two Thieves.
Den of 2 Thieves. I don't think it's supposed to be a den.
Because that's actually less thieves than before.
Yeah, Den of Thieves was about like what, like 4 thieves, 5 thieves?
Well, Den of Thieves, at least more than 2, I would assume. At least
What
3
was Den of
thieves.
Thieves?
It was a movie from 2018. It's like a
Yeah.
Lionsgate action movie, and it's been described before as like just kind of like like gym bro, like energy drink bro, like
Fast and Furious.
like Heat. It's like Heat.
Gerard Butler is just like a bloated cop who's like the best cop in the world.
Yeah, he's like an
It is.
alcoholic, and he
He's
like
like-
does like maniac shit.
He's
constantly.
like going through withdrawals and like beating people and like
and
doing
he's like puffy and sweating the whole
he's
movie.
like doing
That's
police brutality,
sick.
but he's so good at it.
Yeah.
That's my understanding. I'm sure I
fuck.
completely
We gotta
butchered
watch it. We gotta watch it. We gotta.
Yeah.
I
do
mean,
that.
we are
Yeah,
a
shout out
movies.
Heat.
We're a movies podcast after all.
Heat over
You're getting a good
Yeah.
yeah.
If you go back like that, yeah,
do a little
Ooh,
neck
wow.
exercise. Yeah.
yeah.
One, two, three.
Oh.
I saw all the trailers. I don't even remember any of them.
Yeah.
Well,
they're-
because there weren't that many. They weren't for movies that looked particularly good.
Yeah, they looked bad because it was Lionsgate.
Yep.
I mean,
Who this year put out like Imaginary, that Imaginary Friend horror movie. Remember that? Came out like a few months before If.
yeah, because I was gonna say I always get it confused with If because they
Yeah.
came out at the same time and they couldn't have been more different. But they had titles that could be switched for each other.
Yeah, it didn't really matter.
I mean, If stole America's heart. We're still talking about it.
We're still talking about it.
That's gonna be on a
what
future.
what do you think
episode.
that did at the box office? If
This is my favorite game.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah,
When it came out, like March.
Yeah,
I think
that-
it came
that-
out in March or April. I thought.
That was an April release. That was around the same time as like Furiosa, right?
Well,
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
Before, a little
let's
after.
make an estimate on the budget.
Yeah, pretty high budget because they got a lot of huge names to do like pretty big roles,
Like expensive names.
expensive names. Like I think that. Well, and the whole thing's like CG, so
That's
it's
what
like
they,
CG and
that's what
big
they
names.
should have titled the movie.
60. That's too high.
I'm so bad with box office stuff.
I think.
50.
Yeah, I think.
Wanna do
30.
numbers
I actually
crunch?
think.
I
If, I
Can I
think.
create a number crunch? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get-
I think 30.
30?
Opening weekend.
Low ball. Okay.
Opening weekend.
No, I'm talking about budget first.
Oh, budget. Oh.
I was gonna say like 50, 55 mil
Oh.
budget.
Oh no, that's I'm gonna say a budget of
This is good podcasting.
I'm gonna say it's about a budget of 100 million.
100 mil. Oh fuck! Now
Alright.
you're making me rethink.
I'm doing
mine.
30.
But I feel like Krasinski, like they trust him because he
I think
knows
so
how
too.
to.
I think they did it for an under. I think it's 30 million.
I'll go up to like 60, 65.
110 million.
Holy shit!
Oh, wow. On
There's
the
no
money.
way it made that back, right?
Yeah. Okay, so now
Wait, maybe it did really good internationally.
You know
it
what?
could have done well
Christmas,
internationally.
Christmas is coming around, and we're gonna use a lot of toys, and we're gonna be fine.
Yeah. All right. So before I hit box office, let's talk about our thoughts, if wise.
I'll go like just break even. I'll go like 120.
I am going to say 95 mil.
I'm gonna say 70.
You're making me rethink it. Well, I will say, regardless, I might have overshot. I think it did better internationally. Maybe I think it did pretty well. It seems like the kind of thing that would.
All right. Well, it's gonna pull it up. Let's see if the
Like a kids movie with like
system-
big names in it.
Let's go worldwide. 190 mil.
Holy shit!
Oh wow.
Did really well.
This movie like actually did well.
And it looks like, well, I mean, we could say broadly internationally at least, it did better domestically, which makes sense
Did
if
it
you
really?
consider the reason people were going to see the movie. Like kids movies do well everywhere, but like
Yeah.
first of all, I think the movies that specifically do well internationally are like action movies and stuff as opposed to comedies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this one
Kids movies usually do pretty well.
yeah, but this one a large part of the appeal is that you know the names, and internationally they won't know the names.
But certain names are like, certain American actors are big overseas. I don't know. Steve Carell might not be.
But yeah, like John Krasinski, Steve Carell, Ryan Reynolds maybe, but like I don't
Ryan
know.
Reynolds definitely is. Yeah.
But
In Canada.
in Canada. I'm sure they speak Canadian there.
And also in England.
Yeah.
Wrexham.
Yeah.
Right.
That's cool that he does that. Actually.
Isn't that so sick that he does that?
We should.
Should we?
We should,
we
we
should-
should,
we should
we should do a better sport.
We should
let's,
buy a football.
let's
team.
sport team.
let's buy a Scrinkets team.
Well, 'cause, like football is like soccer for
It's
you.
it's old
guys.
hat.
Football is like the cool new. If you like drink IPAs or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
go
like,
watch
I watch soccer. Actually.
Charlotte FC is like.
yeah. Like American soccer is actually like no,
Yeah.
fuck that. What's the next sport?
We already
What's
know.
that behind?
Scrinkets.
Scrinkets is the next sport.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a playground game. It's like jacks or something.
Yeah.
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 Well, it involves hopping, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of. You collect Scrinkets. You throw
Yeah.
them. You trade them. You jump.
That's the beautiful thing about Scrinkets. It's sort of like Megalon, like it is what you make of it.
Yeah.
It is. It's everything.
Scrinkets is all.
Yeah.
I think that's a great.
And it's certainly the number
A
one
street game.
Catholic
We don't
in the
play
world.
street games anymore too. You ever walk down the street and you see two guys like flipping dimes at each other? You know, some
Or
shit
like
that.
whacking a wheel with a stick.
Yes, that's a great street game.
I love whacking a wheel with a stick.
I can get each other with a stick.
We should buy a street game team.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sort
Yeah.
sort of where I think they should go. We should do a Wrexham, but for like, you know, hoop
Nice.
playing.
Like we should scout out like old guys that sit on like fold out chairs.
We should find street urchins.
and like just like guys who like sit in fold out chairs and just spend all day like throwing like cards down into the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then be like, we will sponsor your Scrinkets team.
Y'all heard of Scrinkets?
Lowers the shades, lower the car window. Y'all heard of Scrinkets?
Great montage of just guys playing games that have like not been played in like 300 years.
Well, I'm imagining these guys are like 100-year-old men in workout suits.
Yeah, these are like the children from Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
This is what they're up to now. Yeah.
They're up playing Scrinkets.
Who up playing Scrinkets? who up touching they Skrinket? Scrinkets, you know, they're innocent. They remind me of my youth. There's something beautiful about.
But there's also something dirty about Scrinkets.
There's something wry. and
Yeah.
dirty about it.
It makes you feel kind of gross, like watching Megalopolis does.
Yeah.
Makes you feel gross, but like renewed and
Because
Yeah.
ultimately it's the
Excited.
world's #1 Catholic app.
Yeah.
we've full circle. We've gone full circle.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah,
time
folks.
have we? How long have we been recording?
An hour.
Excellent.
We're ready to wrap it up, though.
Well, I think we've said absolutely everything there is to be said about Megalop. I'm sure
we
we
didn't even
didn't.
talk about Eric Adams.
Oh,
We can
yes,
do another
we did.
hour right now.
Yeah.
Turkey.
Turkey.
The country?
Turkey.
You know how they
that's-
spell
that's-
Turkey
that's it.
differently
That's
now?
all I wanted to do. Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Well,
pretty good.
Okay,
Pretty
so
good.
this has been our pilot
Yeah.
for Scrinkets.
All right. Well, yeah.
Yeah. And that's all there is to it, folks.
Sick. All right, I'd like to plug Scrinkets.
Better eat your apples. Don't forget your oranges. Better eat your apples. Don't forget your oranges. Apples and 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 oranges. Gotta buy some Scrinkets.